Yeah, here it is. Unauthorized access. Out of hope, out of sight. Warning. By proceeding beyond this point, you are breaching the terms of your contract with Adolos AEC. Further actions can and will result in summary dismissal. What? What is going on? Frostpunk set in deep space, Ixion is promising to be one of the most interesting strategy-based builders to come out later this year. Let me know down in the comments if you guys think the comparison to Frostpunk really is a fair one. We've got the demo of the game available as part of the Steam Next Fest to be able to play around with and see what this game really has to offer. I've got timestamps in case you guys want to see anything in particular, and the big cinematics that they're throwing at us I've moved off to the end of the video, so if you're interested in watching those, you can be able to hop back over there, come back to the portion of the video where we are at, but otherwise we're going to be diving right into things. Here we are aboard the Tycoon with our first introductory mission. We've got to build a workshop to be able to start getting everything here on board, organize all of these scrap piles effectively. We need to be able to transform be able to get this station off into deep space and be able to support our crew. Ixion is employing a really interesting base building gimmick here for us to be able to play around with. Our building space is set up as a belt on the inside of this circular space station. So if we go out, we are building on the inside of this ring, and the idea is that as it is spinning, it is creating artificial gravity for us. And we have the different views here. So we've got the solar system that we are currently a part of. Then we have the view right outside of the station, and we have the view on the inside. Here in the tutorial, we are only able to build within Sector 1, but in the full game, we're going to be able to build in all of 6 different sectors, and all of them are considered large enough to be self-contained ecosystems. You're able to share resources in between them, but ideally you want them to be able to support themselves as much as possible. The backbone of our industry is set up here at the workshop, able to field construction vehicles that we see. Well, these are transports, but the construction vehicles are able to set up new structures, and then the stockpiles here, you're able to set them only to a single resource type. If we cancel this, you can see all the different resources in the game. So they do have a nice little tree of different resources that you're going to need to be ready to manage and produce. Each stockpile here can only supply a single type. And then right now we have all of these different, what are they calling these? We have all these different supplies of scrap, especially here of alloy, which is our main construction material that have been set up for us ahead of time. So we can just click on the button, be able to cash in. This is going to hold up to 100. We would be able to expand the stockpiles limit through research trees later on in the game. We will want to have some additional stockpiles here so that we're able to contain some of the other resource opportunities, such as food here, and then what are they calling this? Polymer. Some of the more advanced resources. Well, food obviously not that advanced, but necessary to be able to keep our crew happy. The refactory here is the backbone of our food production. Is using solar power to be able to produce units of food to support a crew of up to 100. So having a single refactory here should be all that we need. An event is available. So this is where the game really does feel Frostpunk-esque, where you get to click in here and then you get to make decisions that are coming about because of some kind of social boiling point or critical situation that we have to make a decision on. So, administrator, some crew members have no quarters to live in. During human history, unnecessary homelessness has always been an indicator of civilization decay. Don't reproduce humanity's basic mistakes aboard the Tycoon. We can either refuse to build housing for the crew, or we can commit to building living spaces for all present crew within 12 cycles. So if we fail to do this, we're going to go ahead, we're going to build housing for our people. We want them to be happy, and data listening protocol. The idea is that you have absolute surveillance here in the Tycoon to be able to see when these situations are arising. You also have an AI assisting you in predicting and modeling what the people of the crew are going to do. So it's very, very dystopian here. But you do have an entire resource or a metric here, trust in the administrator. And so if we fail to accomplish our promise of building housing within the limited cycles, we're going through day cycles over here, the trust would significantly go down. But as long as we are supplying the crew's basic need, then the trust will gradually increase back up to the max. We're going to set this stockpile to be able to hold polymer, and then we're going to hold this one, or we're going to put food into this one. then we'd be able to cash out this enormous supply of food and be able to clean up some of these smaller stockpiles of polymer just so that we have access to all the different resources here available to us early on. To be able to set up housing, we only have one type of crew quarters right now, which is fine. We'll be able to smack these down. Get an initial take on this. Now we have 85 crew members currently, and each one of these is able to house 15 crew.
The Oceanabe will provide us with a source of food whilst carrying out the Tycoon's initial testing. By making it the first exclusive trade partner of the Tycoon, we will demonstrate to our long-term allies that Dolos wishes for them to share in our successes. Please assign a cargo ship so that we can check the trade routines. Administrator, trust in genetic kinetics. Self-similar space will reveal the pattern.
Alright, trust in genetic conatus. So here we get to be able to begin expanding our fleet. We have a trading partner, which is another human ship out there. If we build our cargo ship here, so we require crew to be able to manage it, and our ships are made out of polymer, we can construct the cargo ship here. They also want us to go ahead and build a science ship, so we'll queue this on up. I don't think that we need any mining ships right now. We might preemptively build a mining ship to see if we can exploit any missions out there. But then these guys will be able to launch from the Tycoon, and here's our trading partner right over here. It's a small ship. It doesn't even appear. But I guess they have a station out there with excess food and they're willing to back us. But then we can send out our ships to do other missions within the solar system, which is going to be really interesting to be able to see. Even the moon right here has it's got a mission for us. Now, to be able to manage the fleet, a lot of the fleet operations they're semi-automated. So we have our entire set of cargo ships here, and then we are able to tell them what resources they should go out and gather automatically. So we're going to set up food here because we have the trading partner. If we clicked on this multiple times, then it would change the priority of the ship going for that resource. So if we had like an infinite supply of something that we don't really need, we could maximize food and then say, hey, when you do have free time, go and grab this other stuff as well. If we select over here, they had 100 for us to be able to go and pick up, and I believe that their supply is going to replenish periodically. Well, things are looking very good for us. Our housing block here that I'm keeping in the center is about to be completed, and we just got our science ship to roll off the assembly line. So we are being prompted to head over to the moon to be able to see what kind of misadventures await us out there. So we're going to select our science ship down here, and then we can chart its course off to the moon. You can see it out there. We are able to speed up time to a pretty significant degree, but this quick little jump, we're able to make it very quickly. We have Moon, the abandoned base camp. The base is out of commission. Auxiliary systems are operational and may be used to restore power. There is an average probability of finding resources. We have reached the UN base, which is now abandoned. What happened to the United Nations? And why did they go to the moon? It is abandoned and depressurized, but the video surveillance system is still functional. So they await orders. We can exploit the security vulnerability hacking into the surveillance system, and we'll see if we'll have access to the core systems to retrieve any confidential scientific data present. See if the UN left us any goodies, and then we can also dismantle the camp to be able to pick up science and alloy. We're going to go for, I mean, they called it out in two different positions that it seemed like we should go for exploiting the security system still being up and running. They didn't just wipe everything on their way out, I suppose. Hey, the science chip just finished their task, and this is awesome. It is seamless to just use the scroll wheel. Oh no, does it not go out to the solar system? I thought it would go all the way out to the solar system. I guess not. So you can switch just with the scroll wheel in between the sector view and then the outer Tycoon view, and then you gotta click the other button to be able to go all the way out to the solar system view. And here we go. What is going on out here? All right, what happened? What happened? Were we successful? Hacking in progress. Transmissions from the team. We hacked into the moon computer system as you ordered and found several relevant research papers and data sets. Excellent. We found 40 science. Resume data listening protocol. So now off of this, we have the little science resource, which we can use to be able to improve our constructions. We've got a whole research tree that we will eventually be able to interact with, and it is ticking down here because the science ship is transmitting back to the Tycoon. But we also have the ability here to dismantle the camp, to be able to pick up the rest of the science and potential alloy scrap out of the ship. There we go. The science ship has completed its mission. We found 30 alloy and 40 science. So now we will end the protocol, and this should conclude the moon mission. But the science ship has to stay here to be able to transport or transmit all of the science back, and then we're going to go over to our cargo ship, the Omnitron, and say that, hey, because you've already transported all of the food, go and grab up that alloy that we scrapped off of the moon base. So far, I am really liking the interface that they have, the trust and hull integrity along with power consumption up here at the top. Very clean, easy to read. We can toggle the electric view to be able to see what power consumption is and quickly switch off buildings that we don't necessarily want receiving power. There is a little bit of a game that you play with the stockpiles because they power the vehicles that will then deliver those supplies to any of the relevant buildings. They do require power to be operational. So when you max one out, it can be advantageous to go ahead and build another like we did here to be able to clear out the scrap to give you open building space, but then you don't necessarily want to be just running multiple maxed out stockpiles. So you can turn them off while you continue to work with one, and if you have to access those resources, you can turn it back on later. The rest of these really clean menus and showing production versus consumption, pretty easy to be able to see up there. And then down here in the bottom left, we've got our pseudo mini map, the different sectors. We only have the one that we have to worry about now. It would show battery charge down here below it, and then you also get power consumption, batteries, optimal working, number of crew in the sector, level of water, sector stability, etc., etc. So it seems like everything is quite available at a glance. We need to build a tech lab to be able to access some research to do the final improvements to the Tycoon out here in orbit, but I'm seeing that there's a couple other options for some missions out here, such as Mars and then Saturn. Saturn, we've got, oh, if I click right here, there we go, Saturn, the dark side of Saturn. A signature resembling that of an EKP propulsion has been detected. So we would be able to send out there to be able to investigate. And then out of Mars, where we are sending our ship right now, the UN have established a facility on Mars. They are currently lacking the materials required to repair a critical fault in their oxygen supply system. They have submitted a request to our company for aid, so we're going to send the science ship to be able to negotiate, and then we have our cargo ship standing by to be able to offer assistance. Depending on what they're going to pay us, of course. Government contracts are very lucrative. Back on the Tycoon, we should go ahead and set up our tech lab. Oh, this is a big boy. Okay, we can manage this. We can manage this. We will lay this up right here in the corner, and then we need to be able to connect it to our road network. I'm not sure if I want to detour the road around this scrap pile right now. We'd probably like to just clear that, make things a little bit more convenient for us. And honestly, we can do the trick that I was talking about earlier here. This one's maxed, so we will lock it out and then set this one up for alloy, and then we can actually go ahead. Ooh, gotta build a little bit more road to be able to connect with this pile. There we go. Once we get the road connections, we should be able to harvest the alloy out of those positions, feed them into this stockpile, or directly to the construction site. Negotiating with the UN, we've got a couple little options here. We can either refuse help, or we can repair the fault in exchange for resources, being able to pick up some polymer at the expense of alloy. We've got so much alloy, we can definitely help them out. We could also do it in exchange for some tech. I'll take the polymer. It doesn't seem like they left us all that much polymer. That was the critical resource to be able to build new ships, or at least these mini ships. So I'd like to be able to have a little bit more of it on hand. We'll send the Omnitron to transport the 20 alloy to the event on Mars. Yes. Man, they clearly put a lot of work into these graphics, and it looks pretty great to be able to see the interior of the space station. The one awkward thing is that they mapped zooming in and zooming out as part of WS, and A and D still spin you back and forth. You can pan around by holding right click, but it's just a little bit awkward because as soon as I start panning side to side, my brain just flips into, oh, you can also go up or down with WNS, but no, it zooms you in and out. Okay, here we are loading up the cargo ship with Alloy to be able to help out the UN base on Mars. I think we're doing fine on Alloy. Maybe we can go ahead and dip into this set of supply. Oh yes, there it is! The cargo ship is going to launch. They've got the supplies to be able to help out the Mars base. So if we zoom out, are we going to see it jettison from the Tycoon? I don't know, it might be so small here that you'd barely notice. Yeah, so it's already on its way. I was just watching the Tycoon slowly rotate, wondering if I was going to see a drive flare out of the Omatron, but nope, it's on its way. Meanwhile, we've almost got the tech lab. Is that the tech? Yeah. The tech lab is almost up. Ooh, 12 power. That is a very power-hungry little structure. I do love this. Look at this. All the different like lab vials undulating. Pretty sweet. Research EVA airlock in the technology tree. 0%. Hey, here we go. The tech tree. So the other things that are grayed out for us right now is the data listening system. That's what gives you the events of your populace, and it's like monitoring them. Then we've got resource management, which I believe is going to be mining operations and then also sharing resources in between sectors. And we also have population management, which we don't have access to right now. I wonder if we get like some kind of government building to be able to bring that about. Then we've got fleet management, which is the one that we have already been able to show off. Opening up the tech tree here, we've got our central station, and then the little check marks show that we've already done those researches, but the little dots on top show that there can be improvements done, and they're either locked out because of the demo or because of other prerequisite research not being available. The tech lab itself will gradually produce new science points, but we've been able to grab up a bunch through completing the lunar mission, so we can go right to the EVA airlock here and lock in the research. Alright, off on Mars, we were able to pick up 50 polymer. Very nice. And I think we are actually going to have to go ahead and tell our cargo ship to go out and grab that for us. Yeah, we will. Now we can take the science ship all the way out to the dark side of Saturn to be able to resolve that event. And wait for the new EVA airlock research to complete. It feels just a little strange that there's this much technology surrounding the system that is not available, the space station. Like, it seems like we would have to know a little bit more about things that we could build on the space station here before trying to launch it. If you guys are curious, the game does have pretty clean tutorial options here to be able to break down the different systems and what they've got going on. EVA airlock is all set up. They want us to build it. We've got our cargo ship returning. We've got our science ship out halfway to Saturn. Now let's see about building this new airlock for us. Are we able to research anything else? Maybe we could get some other research going on. It looks like all the different upgrades are pretty much locked out everywhere. Solar panels are already available. The tech lab is going strong. The airlock cannot be improved yet. Probe launcher, we could go ahead and research. That's one of the few things that is available. We'll go ahead for that. Oh, I like this. Off of notifications, you can click on any of these bars, and then it will at least take you to the view that you need to be in to be able to interact with it. It didn't center the camera on Saturn, which would have been, that would have been perfect. Some of the events have taken me right to where I need to be, but I think it always centers your view on the Tycoon. This is where we were seeing a signature of a EKP propulsion. EKP propulsion technology is the exclusive property of Dolos, yet records indicate that the company has not deployed any missions to this sector. The signature will soon enter the atmosphere of Saturn. So somebody else has jerry-rigged our technology. Do we send a team to investigate, or do we attempt to locate debris in orbit? This would verify the signature's origin. This would potentially give us some science. We don't have much use of science here in the demo, so we're going to go ahead and lock in trying to locate its origin. Now for this EVA, oh my gosh, it's another huge one. It is another huge one. Okay, so we've got to build the airlock, and it has to be built on a wall. Okay, and by wall, it doesn't mean sector divider. It means either wall of the exterior of the ship. So we're going to have to be able to clear off these, put these into normal storage to be able to get at it. While we get these new stockpiles to construct, because you've got to build the stockpile to be able to move the supply resources out of the way and then demolish the supplies. It feels, I don't know, it feels a little clunky, but obviously we can't waste any resources. That would be idiotic. So we're going to use the supplies to be able to salvage them. Set this to alloy, and then once the road connects, set these to be delivered into storage. In the meantime, our science ship has been successful. There we go. That's an example of you just click on the notification, it takes you right to the proper screen. I do love that. Summary of intelligence concerning EKP signature. We were unable to recover information on the signature's origin, but can confirm that Dolos technology is being utilized by unknown parties. Interesting. So there is a competitor out there, a human competitor using our tech, and that has resolved the event. I don't see anything else for the science ship to really do out here in our solar system. This is as far out as we can look. Probably time to send it back to rendezvous with the Tycoon. We've cleared the scrap metal that was in our way before, so time to be able to get in here with, what was it, structure? Yes, the airlock. It is so big. Let's go ahead and place it over here, kind of in the corner, be able to put that down. Now, it's a little unfortunate, but you can't cover up these sector signs with these buildings. I tried that before. It won't let you, so you've got to be able to build around the sign as well as any other obstacles that they throw at you on the station wall. Let's speed things up a bit as this completes. I do like the construction animation of that. You get to see kind of where they are fabricating to be able to extend the airlock and then fill in all of the construction. The supply trucks are a little weird though, because they go into the location, they just run deliveries one way basically is what I'm trying to say. So they will depart and then go to the construction site, and then they don't go back. They just appear again out of the stockpile. There's a little construction robot, and oh no. Okay, I forgot. I should have been watching that. So there, we've overloaded our power supply, and everything has gone dark. All right, now we've got to re-empower the Tycoon. Yeah. What did I do wrong here? So, the easy way around is probably just turning off the tech lab, because it did all the research that we needed. And now we can go ahead and turn things back on. We've also got an event here, work and responsibility. People say they are being overworked, so we can either stick to protocol. The company, of course, says that its jobs are not overworking people. Working a few more hours when the future of humanity is at stake is hardly a sacrifice we push on. Or we can request additional staff from that neighboring ship in Earth's orbit. Let's try that. See if we're able to get some more people and expand our population and turn on our power. This is a great place to work, guys. We always have power and food, and yeah, you definitely want to live on our ship, not theirs. Okay, build a sector of solar panels. Okay, so if we zoom out, we're able to enter exterior construction. And this is where we can slap on solar panels. We have different solar panel sets here, set 1, set 2. Set 2 is grayed out right now, along with these other improved versions. Or I guess they're extensions. So if you do medium 1, you would then be allowed to build medium 2 around that, and medium 3 around that. So you do series. So large 1, 3. Wow, large would go all the way out to there. That's crazy. It's also crazy expensive. So we're just going to go for the medium here. Yes, lock that in. It will expand our power input by 40, which is very good for us. And then we've also got special here, which is the Vol engine. That's going to cost us 100 alloy. We're going to wait for the solar panels to complete, and then we'll lock that in. So here we can see the supplies being delivered. And on the interior view, it looks like they are going out to the airlock. So the airlock looks like it is what allows us to do exterior construction. We've got the docking bay for the fleet. We've got the airlock to be able to go out and build on the outside of the station. Good stuff. And then we could also do the probe launcher here. Constructs probes used to explore planetary systems for resources and anomalies. That is also absolutely enormous. We might be able to squeeze it in. And with the new solar panels, we might be able to fund its power consumption as well. Oh, here we go. It's being constructed. No, I want to see it. I want to see it down. Okay. We can rotate to it, kind of. Gosh, this is wonky. Okay, so spinning here. Nope, that finished it. Gosh, dang it. I want to see the solar panels build. There they go. They're right down here. And they're done now. So there we go. We expanded our power production up to 100. And we would be able to expand further, going up to another 40 and yet another 40, all in keeping with this medium base structure. Oh, it looks like you could add the small ones separately. Oh, interesting. So you can you could do all of these on a single side. Oh, wow. Wow. You must have some stuff that is going to be extremely power hungry later on. Hey, we can fit the probe launcher in right next to our airlock. I think I just had it like pixel perfect there. 1 pixel over and we would have been affecting the structure sign or the sector sign. 70 alloy, and we'll be able to see if they give us any options for this. Now, I don't know if we're actually going to be able to make use of the probes here in the main solar system within the demo, but I want to be able to see if we can. Also out here, we are able to begin construction on the Vol engine, allows the Tycoon to traverse self-similar space in order to reach far-flung destinations. 100 alloy, and we should be able to build us our engine. I think it's building right over here, that this is the ring that they're going to build around. Ah, here we go. Much better view than the solar panels. The Vol engine. Ah, now it's going to get locked into place. Yes. Okay, we have been able to build ourselves a probe, which is this cool, like, self-powered satellite down in there. So we built one of those. If we go out to the planetary map, we've got it down here. Toggle probe launch view. Okay, what do we get here? Ooh, a probe scanned. Resource estimate undefined. Whoa. What? What is this? What is blue? I don't know. What is that resource? Do we have it up here? Ice? Is it ice? It could be considered ice. Ice can be found in asteroids. Once mined, it can be transformed into water by a water station. I mean, that sounds useful. But do you guys see this? It just pops up. This is kind of cool. You get to filter over things. But there's like no indicator that this would be a hotspot. But look at this. It maxes out right here. And it kind of gives you like cold and warm. Well, let's launch the probe. There she goes. Is there anything here? It's on Saturn's orbit. Oh, look, it's right here. Did you see the little blip? It gave a little blip. All right, I am super curious now what this is going to be. Is this actually going to be the origination of that drive signature that we saw hitting the dark side of Saturn? Is this like able to pick up and finish the quest even though our science chip was inconclusive? I saw the little blip again. Yeah, here it is. Unauthorized access. Outer hope. Out of sight. Warning. By proceeding beyond this point, you are breaching the terms of your contract with Adolos AEC. Further actions can and will result in summary dismissal. What? What is going on? Okay, let's send out the science chip. And now it looks like we have just fully spent that probe. So you're not able to recover. They cost 10 polymer. And that's it. I'm pretty confident that there wasn't any other secrets lurking in the atmosphere. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that I've missed out of this demo. I'll try and go back and find it because I love this kind of stuff. Also, I find it kind of interesting that the probe was able to travel, I think actually faster than the science chip. Science chip, very slow. All right, here it is. Event available. Okay, so we got Naomi Protocol, create temporary erasement, contact the station Outer Hope, or shut down communication. It is the Dolos Hidden Station. Of course, we're going to contact it. Opening rad backdoor into administration terminal. Bum, 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 bum. Attempt to contact the hidden Dolos station Outer Hope. Tycoon Station, this is Marduk member Rabia No, can't. You are not authorized to interface with Outer Hope. The sole purpose of this facility is to allow Dolos to continue with the development of its most highly classified projects far away from the prying eyes of our competitors and the media conglomerates of Earth. Did you not realize that the whole world is watching you at this moment and that your interaction here stands to jeopardize this entire operation? Rest assured that I will be posting an official complaint to Veneer himself unless perhaps you can do something for me that may change my mind. Yeah, resume. Send resources to Outer Hope. Yes. There we go. A cargo ship will provide some resources. Of course, I will help them. We've got extra alloy. And we've got resources sent on the Omatron to your location. I don't quite understand why that would tip his mind. He should be extremely well funded out there. I'm actually almost running out of alloy here on the inside of the station, having built everything. I suppose, let's see, are you able to recycle things in here? Building deletion tool. So if we delete, what should we try and delete? Let's delete an extra stockpile here. I can't even tell if it's running. There, it deleted. Do I get any refund? Are we not able to recycle out here? I didn't notice if the alloy went up or not, and it's really cheap to be able to build these stockpiles. Stockpiles only cost 10. I assume that recycling is going to play a very large role in eventually being able to manage this station out in deep space. There we go. The Omatron is off to Outer Hope. Oh no, a crew member has been injured. Despite the remarkable efficacy of Dolos safety protocols, it is possible that incidents like this will occur again. Yeah. The decision to build a infirmary would demonstrate to the crew that you are taking their welfare serious. I don't know if we can afford an infirmary. We'll try and build one. How expensive can it possibly be? Only 40 alloy. Oh, look at this. This one's cheap. It's easy to be able to supply healthcare. Okay, we delivered the resources here to Outer Hope. And we get 30 science. Ooh, these are like very valuable resources. Thank you, Administrator. Now leave. I will ensure that Dolos issues a public statement that rationalizes our contact out here at the edge of the solar system. I'll placate Veneer for now, but you will need to explain your actions in due course. You might have heard we are working on the Tycoon's next version, the Protagoras. The successor of the Tycoon's operation is critical to our goals of bringing humanity into a new era. Trust in genetic conatus. Self-similar space will reveal the pattern. We've already heard this line by one of the other transmissions that we've been given. Fascinating. Okay, well, our science ship will transmit over the research. Our cargo ship, I think, is loading up right now. Seems to just be kind of sitting there. I hope he is loading up. And their science ship. Oh no, this is considered the science chip? No, that's the Omatron. Well, I think it's a bug with the demo because the Omatron is not moving to be able to pick up our resources. I also happen to know that we are right here at the very end of the demo, and while I've been messing around with this, some of our crew have been dying of starvation. So we should really just move on out and complete the demo here. Move the Tycoon into orbit of the moon. So we've got to get out of Earth's gravity well to be ready for our next launch. So we select the Tycoon here, and then we're able to initiate movement. I think here is one of the biggest innovations for this game. It is that your base is able to be mobile. You can move it throughout space, be able to move it and reposition within the solar system as you like. I think that's just such an interesting idea to be able to position it for exploration, for gathering resources, for completing missions, rather than it being stationary, and as with all other base builders, just gradually reaching further and further out to be able to bring resources into it. This is it. Initiate a vol jump via the button on the planetary system map. Activate the vol engine. So while we are charging the engine, all of our power is being put into the engine, so everything else will be powered down within the ship. And we've got to wait for the jump to be able to process here. Should probably switch my camera over so you guys can see. So you've got the Tycoon and the Vol engine to be able to activate. Systems are a go.
Engine ready.
Initiate full jump. This process cannot be interrupted. And we launch into the stars. Oh my gosh, we blew out the moon with the launch. Oh, ho, ho. That's the demo for Ixion. Honestly, the demo is not giving very much away of what the game is really going to look like. I feel like it's just, we learned the bare bones of what this game is going to have. I'm still very excited for it to ultimately come out. If you guys are excited for it too, then let me know down in the comments. And if you want to see me cover it, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel, all of that. Really looking forward to seeing this one come along and what you guys think of it. Until next time, thank you guys for watching and have a good one.
Launch control, we have Tycoon clearance for shuttle launch. Initiate Stanford protocol.
Clear procedures, check. Guidance go.
EA algorithm online.
Batista safety protocol, check.
Launch control to EMB Charon. All systems are go.
Launch is imminent. Personnel are instructed to evacuate the launch pad.
Minus 30 seconds.
Deflectors up.
Visualize approaching near Tycoon structure.
PPS Tycoon to EMD share. You have clearance for final approach. EMD share. You have been assigned to Tycoon Docking Bay. Welcome on board, passengers.
The Earth, our home, she is unique. Held in its bosom are the ingredients of evolution. Beyond raw survival, beyond the safety of comfort, we, humanity, pursue something greater. We have learnt, persevered, shaped our knowledge from that which is found in the furthest realms of science. However, humanity has brought destruction to the earth, polluted its blood, choked its breath. Today we are paying the price for this. We know the taste of a dying world. But the earth is not to be our grave. A mother does not wish to see her children disappear with her. She wishes to see instead courage in her children, to carry on. Dolos carries this courage. We have gone further than any nation, moved faster than any corporation, hand in hand with those who, like us, carry that courage. The Tycoon Station is both an epilogue of these endeavors and a prologue to humanity's next steps. Our Council of Scientists leads the vanguard. They know, as do we all, that the survival of humanity now depends on what we glimpse out there in the dark. That we are masters of our own destiny. That we must go as a species bound together, pushing further into the unknown. We set sail on this new sea because there is hope to be found, horizons to explore, and because our very existence depends on it. I give you the stars. I give you the Vol engine.